Hello everybody, it's Tracy here from the Allergy and Intolerance Testing Clinic in Northampton. That doesn't mean that you have to be in Northampton in order to have our testing done. We do the testing also by post, so you can be in another country or you can just be somewhere else in the UK. We've put together a video here just to go through some of the commonly asked questions that we get, and we thought that might be quite helpful for you. So the first one is, how does it work? Well, we use a hair testing method, which means that we actually test the inside of the hair, the core of the hair, and that gives us lots of information with regards to intolerances and also with allergies. Other companies do use a blood test, but we find, in our opinion, that we think that our testing is far more accurate. One of the reasons being is that your blood may have some differing factors in it depending on what you've eaten or drunk in the last 24, 48 or 72 hours, which is one of the reasons why sometimes when you go for blood tests at the doctors, you have to do a fasting test because they don't want it to be affected by what you've eaten or drunk. We also like the fact that hair tests are widely used for drug testing and in legal cases. So I think that's a very strong argument that hair tests can be pretty accurate. How much hair do you need? We don't need a whole head of hair. Sometimes we have swatches of hair coming back attached to a form and we don't actually need it. We only need about 1.5 to 2 inches. 1 inch is actually okay. Anything between 20 and 30 pieces of hair. So it could literally be two bits of hair from one side, 2 from the other, 2 from the back, 2 from the front. And so your hairdresser will never know that you've actually taken some hair off, even just to get your testing done. If you don't have hair on your head, if you're bald, we can have underarm, chest hair, or leg hair. All of that works, is perfectly okay. If your hair is dyed, that's also okay because we're not testing just underneath the cuticle, which is where the dye will be held. It's actually the internal part of the hair. So if your hair is dyed, it really doesn't matter. If you are getting testing for your children, perfectly okay to use the downy hair on your baby. That also works. We work at microscopic levels, so that's perfectly okay. Our recommendation though is just if you want a happy household, to take the hair when they're sleeping. It's just easier. How does the testing by post work? Well, first of all, you need to fill out the form, and this is the form that you'll get. It will be sent to you automatically if you've paid for your test online through our shop, or if you've decided that you want to pay once we've got the form, we'll send you an online invoice and you pay that. Once you've paid it, the hair will be immediately sent off to our lab. But until you've paid it, we don't send it off to the lab because obviously it involves a cost to us. So this is the first part of the form. So name, address. We want things like your occupation because that would be quite interesting when looking at your results to see how various occupations sometimes do cause problems. So for example, we had somebody recently who was a builder and actually there was a problem with cement dust that was causing him a massive issue. So he was then able to take some precautions with regards to that when he was working with cement and around building sites, etc. We also need to know what type of test it is, whether it's a baby test or if you're doing the complex 400 plus. It's a 400, 450, it's over 450 items that we now test for. And we also used to offer this 250 complex, but actually it was almost the same price as the 400, 450, and it really didn't give you as much information. So unless you absolutely want to have that, we would recommend that you just stick with a 400 plus. Now you can fill out your details about any known allergies. One of the questions that people aren't sure about is anaphylactic shock. So that would mean that you would have to have an EpiPen with you. So for example, if you had a massive allergy to nuts or to bees, etc., people sometimes have to carry an EpiPen with them. You would know if you had that. Give us as much information on any vitamins or minerals that you're taking and also any medication. Now, depending on the type of test that you've decided you're going to have, you may have the option to add in any tablets. You can attach them to the form on the back of the form there, and we will test those as well to see how they're working for you with regards to anything that's in the tablet. So that would be fillers, it would be the capsule, anything else that's in there. We'll test that specifically to see if that's causing you an issue, because very often actually a coating of a tablet can be a problem for people. We need to now talk more specifically about what symptoms it is that you're getting. So you have the option to just tick your digestive symptoms, or you can put in A for acute, O for often, or S for sometimes. And you'll see down here where you need to put that information. The more information that you give us, the better. And there is actually space on the back of the form for lots of information. If you want to attach sheets to that, you also can do that as well. And this is where you attach the hair sample on the left-hand side. If you want to put it in a little plastic bag, you can do, or you can just attach it with some sellotape. And then you're going to post the form to us, and you're going to send it to the admin address, which is on the back of the form. If you've come into our clinic for an appointment, obviously we'll just take everything with us. But it's as quick, if you're doing it by post, rather than send it to the clinic, it's better for you to actually send it to our admin address. All they do all day is the administration for the testing, so that can be a little bit quicker. Now, how will you understand your results? This is a really good question. There are a lot of testing companies out there that offer tests and then don't give you any information. They just tell you some basic, they might just say it's dairy, or it's wheat, or it's gluten, or it's coffee, or it's tea, or whatever it is. And they won't give you any information as to how to deal with it. So we wanted to do something where you can actually make some use of the information, because what is the point in spending money on getting a test if you can't do anything with the results afterwards? It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So what we do is we actually colour code our report. So this is an example of part of the report. It's several pages normally, and it will have a colour code there. So red will mean that you're extremely affected by something. Orange will mean that there's a medium effect, and yellow will be there is some effect, but it's not too much. We also have another colour, which is the pink, which shows that there is health affected by that. So that might be where you've got something like candida, or you've got a virus, etc. And what we will do, depending again on the package that you've chosen, we will have a follow-up consultation where we will go through the results with you, but we will have already emailed the report to you. And then on the follow-up consultation, we will go through a diet for you so that you can actually eliminate and reintroduce, depending on the package that you've chosen. And that meeting can actually happen online, or we can do it face-to-face in clinic. So it's entirely up to you. If you live a long way away from the clinic, it really doesn't matter. If you're in another part of the world, we work with the time zones. It's really not an issue. It's what we do every day. So what happens then when you've actually got those results? As I said, we'll go through how to eliminate and reintroduce. And I would normally recommend that what you do while you're waiting for your results is perhaps do a food diary and be very specific about everything that you're eating and you're drinking, because then when your results come back, it will be very obvious as to, or it may be obvious as to sometimes why you're getting bloating. Now, if you're doing the IBS package, which we have a separate video on, but just as I mentioned, if you are doing the IBS package, then you will have had a symptom diary to fill out, etc. There's lots of other things for you to do. So yeah, as I said, if you have certain foods that trigger problems like IBS, we do a specific elimination and reintroduction plan for you, which is meal plans, and it's a guided program. So you've got us with lots and lots of information. There's more testing involved, and also what we do is we actually have a weekly phone call with you as you're going through the elimination and reintroduction diet to help you as much as possible. So where do you go from here? Well, you need to order and pay online, and then you're going to get everything sent to you automatically. Or you can download your form from the website and pay when we receive it. But that does slow down your results just a little bit. Normally, the results take 10 to 14 working days to get back to you. The reason for that is that when the lab sends us the information, it's quite technical. So we change it into something which is a bit more understandable, and we send everything out as online so that you can have a read of it. If you've done particular packages, then we will be printing out and giving you a printed version of this. If you're doing the IBS package, for example, so you'll have something that you can write on as well. Entirely up to you, but you can print the report off at home as well. It's quite a few pages though, so just be aware of that. And you need to attach your hair and then send it off to us. And that's really all you need to do. It's very simple. Your work starts once you get the results. Our work happens now once you send us your hair. Obviously, the prices are on our website, but if you have any further questions about anything that we're doing, anything about what you need to do before you have your results back, any help that you need, please don't hesitate to contact us. Here's our website address again, northamptonallergyclinic.co.uk. Come back to me if you've got any questions, and I look forward to helping you in the future.